The state of awareness is the state in which you see things as they are, the precious facility that life has given man to escape the mastery of the robot. It is the habit of the mind to destroy the state of awareness as quickly as possible. It does this by judging, for judging is thinking. There is only one thing in your life you can be sure of. That one thing is this moment now. The last moment has gone forever. The next moment has not come. You can become fully conscious only when you are living in the moment. To begin to live in the moment, you have to know it exists and understand it. To understand it, you have to observe it in relation to yourself and in relation to life. When you understand it, when you become conscious, you will see it as all that exists. To see this is to glimpse reality. The more you observe life in relation to yourself, the more you will see the fact that you are hardly ever correct when you think about something in the future. The future exists only in imagination. And that is why, no matter how hard you try to imagine it, you will not be able to predict the future with total certainty. The moment is your only duty. Your duty at any time in your life is to do what you have to do from moment to moment. What you have to do is what you cannot avoid doing. What you cannot avoid doing is what you do. It is only because you are a machine that you suffer. And the purpose of suffering is to wake you up. The moment is God's will. Life reveals itself only to the conscious. The disharmony is in the robot mind's desire to control life to suit its individual interests. An impossibility, but you keep trying. We can rarely see things from the point of view of another person, because we look at the facts through the screen of an impression or an interest which distorts our view. And then there are accusations, quarrels, and misunderstanding. You will become more conscious if you use the moment of being rebuked or blamed to observe your reaction. You will observe yourself making an excuse, giving a reason. Each moment provides a challenge to you to become conscious. The game is to be waiting and aware. You can predict exactly what a machine will do if you have sufficient knowledge of it. A machine cannot go beyond the limitations of its design. The man-machine fears death because a machine cannot see beyond its own destruction. One of the greatest steps in self-discovery is to see that you are a machine. Only the few who have real knowledge will admit to being machines. The man-machine will crucify any conscious man who tries to help him, and convert his wisdom into an empty mechanical dogma that suits his own understanding. You are what you believe you are. You live, enjoy life, and suffer according to that belief. What you believe, you live, or you do not believe it. To be conscious is to be consciousness. Consciousness, the knower in you, cannot be known, although it can be experienced. You can experience consciousness now by experiencing the fact that you exist. You think, you become that thought. And consciousness, or the state of pure awareness, is lost. The highest knowledge man can possess is that which is true in his own experience. If his experience is limited, so is his knowledge, and he behaves accordingly. The fact is always simple. The difficulty is in seeing it through the mind, which always takes the imaginative way, until it is stilled. The mind knows it is the master in imagination and the slave of the fact. It will fight you all the way to self-knowledge. And why not? It is the only enemy. We have seen that hunger and breathing are desires of the body. There are other desires that are not of the body, but again man seldom pauses to observe these desires in himself. For us who are observers of ourselves, there can never be a hidden desire or hidden motivation. If we are always observing ourselves, nothing hidden can come in without being spotted, and nothing hidden can get done, because we, the master, are always there. Before you can escape from your burrow, you must know you are trapped. Then there's a chance. If God exists, God can be experienced, but only by you. Reasonable acceptance, our way of living, is imperfect. But God, if God exists, must be perfect and beyond reason. Reason is a mighty faculty, but it is still below the state of awareness, of pure experiencing, which is the state you are in when you know I exist, or I am. The fact is that unless you experience something for yourself, it does not exist for you. If God exists, you must have the experience of God in the moment. Otherwise you are absent and God cannot exist for you. To go beyond reason, we have to climb up the ladder of reason and go to the top of it. This will not upset reason, as it is interested only in assembling the facts, whatever they might be. Reason is an ever-loyal tool, imagination an ever-failing fool. At the top of the ladder is awareness, or pure experience, the edge of yourself, and possibly the beginning of God. Many mystics have said, and it is true, that anything you see is not God. Anything you think is not God. Neither are visions, lights, moving objects, or anything else. Any sensation or feeling is not God. They are all the products of the creation or your imagination. The Creator has to be experienced beyond the five senses, and the only instrument that can experience in this way, for you, is yourself, in the state of thoughtless awareness in which you declare I am and hold it. In the beginning, the entire creation seems to hinder, obstruct, and try to keep you away from experiencing the Creator. It is the way of things that only the unrelenting, indomitable individual can escape and experience God. The curious masses always fail. Later on, all things help, not hinder, the valiant ones. On the way to God, you have to pass through beauty, pure beauty. If you do not pass through beauty, it is not God that you find. Beauty stands at the gate of the kingdom of heaven. It is of the Creator, but not the Creator, and it is almighty. Beauty is the only uncreated thing you can experience apart from God. Beauty is and always is. You are absent. Why are you absent? Again, your robot mind is the problem. It will not stay still, and you cannot make it stay still. It is your master, and it separates you from beauty and God. So to experience beauty, love, truth, and peace, or God, your mind has to be stilled. Reason does not need thinking. If you observe yourself making a plan, you will notice that having fixed the object, the facts just keep coming, linking up into a chain of proposed action. Awareness is experiencing from moment to moment. Reason acts quickly in awareness, 1,000 times faster than thought, and you do not even notice it is operating. You can only get next to God through the effort of preparation. To experience the uncreated, the state of awareness will have to be held for several minutes. You are then between time and the timeless, waiting for the unknown, which will come but cannot be willed. Love is a power, a mighty principle that exists in its own right independent of any individual. Man changes, but the principle of love does not and cannot. Love does not leave men and women. Men and women leave love. Love is all around you like the air, and is the very breath of your being. But you cannot know it, feel its unfeeling touch, until you pause in your busyness, are still and poised and empty of your wanting and desiring. When at rest, the air is easily offended, and will flee even from the fanning of a leaf, as love flees from the first thought. But when the air or love moves of its own accord, it is a hurricane that drives all before it. The understanding of love comes with the knowledge that you are nothing. The greatest purity is nothing or nothingness, no thinking, no desiring, no imagining. You are then one with the moment and the great movement of life, so nothing can happen that is not right. Every moment is perfect, and everything that happens is eternally just. The truth every man and woman seeks is in themselves. Nothing is true unless it is true in your own experience. This is your protection against being duped or misled.